Hey, welcome to the second video of Annie Learning English. In this video, I am going to share a little bit legal English here. If you are a law school student or if you're interested in legal English, welcome. I hope you find this video helpful in some way. Before we move on, I have to explain the disclaimer to you first. It is quite important actually. I'm gonna just read the disclaimer on the screen now. So this video is made for sharing experience of the author, that's me, Annie, when the author is learning English and legal English, all rights reserved. This video and all the contents contained do not propose to take any responsibility. Nothing said or written in this video shall be understood as any sort of legal advice capable of being relied upon. If you wish to receive legal service, you should consult a licensed lawyer. The author does not assume any legal liability arising out of or in relation to this video. Next, before I begin to explain anything, this video is about trust, so I've put the key words here: equity, equitable, equity, trust law, and common law. So I'll go through them one by one, beginning from equity. That is a noun. It means a body of law, and the adjective form of the word is equitable. We usually say things like, according to equitable principles, what kind of equitable remedies are available to the claimant. The idea of equity, the law of equity, is a concept that is different from the idea of common law. So if you hear the word equity, trust, equitable, they usually belong to the left side. Trust law can be understood as part of equity. On the right side, if you see or hear the word law, it is possible that it means common law. The adjective form of common law is legal. So it is possible that you might hear things like, what kind of legal remedies are available to the claimant? There is a reason why it is called equity and why it is called common law, but I can't remember it. I'm not going to explain it here. If you're interested in it, you can Google it. I think you can also find answers in textbooks about English legal system or public law. The next word is absolute. It is an adjective used to describe how the title is owned by a person. If there is no divide in ownership, we say, well, something is absolute. We don't see the word frequently, because if the property belongs to somebody absolutely, there is usually no issue with equity. So equity does not come to play. You don't have to think anything about equity. You don't have to involve equity in many situations. So these are the three things that I want to mention. Next, I'm going to give you an example. We have three people, Angela, Ben, and Kathy. The property contained in this example include a very famous painting, £50,000 in cash, and 800 ordinary shares of Apple. The story is like this. If you are thinking about why is it necessary to study equity or trust law, why is it necessary to divide title or divide ownership, it might be helpful, it might answer some of your questions you might have after we have gone through the story here. So Angela has a good friend who passed away a few years ago, leaving behind a 7-year-old girl, Kathy. Angela has been looking after the girl for a couple of years. But recently, Angela just got a new job. Angela has been offered a job in Paris, France. Angela has decided to take that job and leave England, but she can't take Kathy with her. So Angela went to see Ben and said to Ben, like, "Hey man, could you please help me look after Kathy when I'm away for 3 years? Don't worry about money. I'll give you my money. You'll have my money, and you will hold the money for the benefit of Kathy. So like, are you willing to help me look after Kathy? I'll give you my money. Money will be transferred in your account, and you can use that money to look after Kathy. So you don't have to spend your own money." That's what Angela had said to Ben. And Ben thought, well, I'm happy to help. Like, Kathy's parents are also my good friends. So Ben agreed. And after that, on the 1st of May, Angela handed over the painting, transferred the £50,000 in her bank account to Ben's bank account. Later, on the 5th of May, the paperwork for transferring 800 shares to Ben's name is also completed. So in summary, on this page, I've introduced the 3 people, the property involved, what Angela said to Ben and what Ben agreed to do, and what has happened to the property. Next. Hey, I'm very sorry to disrupt you. I just have to make a correction here. You're about to hear me saying Angela as a testator, but that is incorrect. The correct way of describing Angela is a settlor, S-E-T-T-L-O-R, settlor, because it is an inter vivos transfer. It is an inter vivos trust. We can explain this in the future, but for now, I just want to let you know, just bear in mind, it is incorrect to describe Angela as testator. Thank you, and sorry. I'm going to mention a few words here. Angela is described as a testator. Ben is a trustee, and Kathy is a beneficiary. So if you see words like testator, trustee, and beneficiary, this example might be a good benchmark. You can just put different people's name into that story. The person who has given their property to another person to be held on trust for the beneficiary. Like the first person's Angela, the second person's Ben, who is the trustee, and Kathy is the beneficiary here. The other words are inter vivos trust, express trust, beneficial interest, discretionary, vested. I think it is not time to explain these words, so I'll just let them go. Next, I've put a table here for you to visualize how the title has changed. Remember, Angela said to Ben, "Would you please help me to look after Kathy? Don't worry about the money. I'll give you my money. It'll be in your name. You can spend the money in a way that you think fit, so that you have enough money to look after Kathy, and it will be my money." like that. So they had discussion like that. So later, Angela gave Ben the painting, the money, and the shares. So after Angela has done these two things, and Ben also said, yeah, I'm happy to help. Angela has created a trust for the benefit of Kathy. The ownership or the title to the painting, the cash, and the shares looks like this. Before the transfer, Angela is the absolute owner of all this property. And after the trust is set up, after Angela has created the trust, Ben becomes the legal owner at law, and Kathy becomes the beneficial owner in equity. This means Ben can take some of the money from the bank account, like among the £50,000, Ben can take some of them, let's say £1,000. So Ben can withdraw £1,000 from this £50,000, which originally comes from Angela. Ben can then use this £1,000 on Kathy. For example, Ben could use the £1,000 to take Kathy for a holiday, to fly to France and visit Angela, to buy plane flight ticket, to send Kathy to France. But Ben cannot use that £1,000 for Ben's own interest. So Ben cannot use that £1,000 on himself. The person who can actually benefit from the £1,000, and for that matter, all of the property, the famous painting, the £50,000 and the 800 shares of apple, is Kathy. That's why Kathy is the beneficial owner. Here you can see the divide in ownership. Ben is the legal owner at law, so the law recognize Ben as the owner, but equity recognize that Kathy is the owner. Equity recognize that Kathy is the beneficial owner in equity. According to equitable principles, Kathy is the owner. Here, you can tell that there is a divide in ownership. So I hope the above explanation could be helpful. This is not to suggest that any of your academic textbooks or your school materials are not important. On the contrary, I'd encourage you to read them as much as you can, and I think they will definitely help you in your exams. The reason that I made this video and the pages here is to try to share my experience, because when I first encountered this subject, I couldn't understand it. So I hope that it might help you speed up your understanding in these key legal concepts, and I hope that it will help you make you feel familiar when you begin to read your academic textbooks. So I hope it could be helpful. I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to it. Thank you for your time. I'll see you next time. Bye.